Well, he did it again. Tom Brady just won another Super Bowl. And the amazing thing is that he's 43 years old, and history says that he should not still be doing this. Now, before you start wondering if I'm about to go into sports commentary, I can assure you that I'm not. So just hang in there with me. I'm simply doing something that the Apostle Paul did 2,000 years ago when he drew powerful lessons from the sporting events of the day. Just in case you don't believe me, then let me give you an example. In Ephesians 6, verse 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." With wrestling being such a crucial part of the Greek games of the day, without necessarily promoting being a spectator of these games, he was able to draw from these principles to highlight the spiritual wrestling that should take place in the Christian life. There has been a lot written about Tom Brady on the field, as his excellence cannot be denied. But today, I want to highlight what he does off the field and why we should take note of it based on our mission as God's people. Leading up to the Super Bowl, the New York Post published an article highlighting Tom Brady's off-the-field routine entitled, "Everything We Know About Tom Brady's Extreme Diet and Fitness Routine." This article states that Tom Brady will on Sunday evening attempt to break his own record as the oldest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl when his Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, on the Bucs' home turf. Suffice to say, Brady is a one-of-a-kind phenomenon who shows no sign of slowing down anytime soon in a sport where longevity is rare. So how is he doing it? How is he defying the odds? Funny enough, he's doing it with the exact method that we have known as a church for over 100 years, and I'm going to show it to you. This is from the Ministry of Healing, page 127, which says, "Pure air, sunlight, abstemiousness, rest, exercise, proper diet, the use of water, trust in divine power. These are the true remedies. Every person should have a knowledge of nature's remedial agencies and how to apply them." You see, in sports, just as important as skill and actually playing the games is physical and mental preparation and recovery. And these 8 things are exactly why Tom Brady is still at the top of his game. Now, back to the article to see if what I'm saying is true. This article was broken up into 5 sections that covered Brady's daily routine. Number 1, daily schedule. Number 2, fitness. Number 3, diet. Number 4, mind. And number 5, sleep. I want to highlight a few of the points that match up exactly with New Start, which is what we should be embracing as Adventists, since God gave the health message to us well over 100 years ago. In speaking about nutrition, this article states, caffeine is off the table. So is white flour, white sugar, dairy products, and anything with gluten. So, he does not drink caffeine, he avoids white flour, white sugar, and dairy. Sound familiar? It goes on to say, Brady sticks to an 80-20 plant-based animal protein diet. Even his favorite ice cream is plant-based, made from avocado. On exercise, it says, as the quarterback has aged, he works out less with weights, which would leave him prone to muscle tears. Now, it's all about planks, lunges, and squats, followed by more pliability exercises such as doing crunches. And so he exercises every day. How about water? Brady each day tries to drink a couple of 100 ounces of water, usually enhanced with electrolytes. Sunshine? Well, his schedule says that at 3 to 5 every day, he's either practicing or working out with his team, which I'm sure is mostly outdoors, or in the off-season, surfing and working out. And you can't surf indoors. Temperance. The article states that if I, Tom, am craving bacon, I have a piece. Same goes for pizza. So in other words, he eats junk food, but very sparingly. That's temperance. And by the way, don't eat any bacon. What about air? Well, I already said he's outside every day. Of rest, it says Brady loves sleeping. He hits the hay at 8:30 each night and wakes at 5:30 a.m. It goes on to say that he shuts down all digital distractions at least 30 minutes before he retires. Brady is as obsessive about sleep as he is about, well, everything else in his life. And as far as the T in New Start, well, that's different from what I believe. But it says that Brady practices transcendental meditation, striving to become what Guerrero, who is his trainer, has described as emotionally stable and spiritually nourished. So for Tom Brady, the T, it stands for transcendental meditation. And for me, it's trust in divine power. But he does understand the connection between the mind and the body and the spirit, and the need for spiritual nourishment. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, the Apostle Paul says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receives the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that strives for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible." Basically, Paul understood that people in the sporting world maintain a focus that allows them to become and remain elite athletes. And they do this for a corruptible crown, or in the case of the modern world, for a championship ring. Tom Brady has brought his body under subjection to obtain this prize. Now, what about us? In Testimonies Volume 4, in commenting on this, Ellen White states, Paul presents before us the spiritual warfare and its reward in contrast with the various games instituted among the heathen in honor of their gods. Young men who were trained for these games practiced close self-denial and the most severe discipline. Every indulgence which would have a tendency to weaken physical power was forbidden. Those who submitted to the training processes were not allowed wine or luxurious food, for these would debilitate instead of increasing personal vigor, healthful activity, fortitude, and firmness. These men were not assured of victory, but they disciplined themselves nonetheless. Through a connection with Christ and submission to his spiritual guidance and training, we are assured of victory, and this should drive us in every aspect of our lives. As Adventists, we were given this plan of New Start to be in the best physical, mental, and spiritual conditioning to perform our mission, and to have an entering wedge to reach the people in the world. It's working for Tom, and I'm pretty sure it will work for us as well. Our health message is even more relevant today with the spread of COVID-19 and the fact that 94% of the people that have died from this disease have pre-existing conditions such as diabetes and heart disease that can be prevented if they knew the principles of New Start. Before I finish, I want you to take a look at that sign back there. It says Valid Reason. Valid Reason is another arm to our ministry that we've been planning for some time. This will be a ministry to reach the unchurched. And one of the ways that we would like to do that is through the health message. We recently started a series on the Valid Reason channel named Healthdemic. 4 episodes have been completed, and today I want to invite you to take a look at those videos that we have linked in the description below. Here's a quick clip of episode 1. The fear today is that the infection and death rates from COVID-19 will reach the numbers that were seen during the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic. Infection was spreading rapidly, and there was even one college in Hutchinson, Minnesota that had a 75% infection rate among its students. But here's the thing, now listen carefully. No one died. No public institution in the state of Minnesota has up-to-date made a record in handling influenza, the worldwide epidemic, like that to the credit of Hutchinson Seventh-day Adventist Seminary. If you've been blessed by what we're doing, check the description below for the links to our other channel and videos. We also want to invite you to subscribe to both of our channels and join us by becoming digital evangelists and sharing these videos on Valid Reason with Adventists and non-Adventists alike. And if you want to share the ones on this channel, then that's okay too. We hope you've been inspired today to embrace the plan that God has laid out for us in our health message as we take our salvation seriously and prepare physically, mentally, and morally, but most importantly, spiritually. God bless.